Hi, everybody. Welcome back from watching the orientation class, where I shared with you what to expect today and what three things you needed to have ready to take today's class. Now, before we get started, I want to give a really special shout out to all of my levels 1, my levels 2, and my levels 3 returning students, as well as to all the parents, the grandparents, the family members, the friends of the families, the preschool workers, the tutors, the teachers, and all of the homeschoolers. In other words, I should say all of the reader teachers in the room. Now, speaking of being in the room, if this is your very first time tuning in and watching any of my classes, this is what I need you to do. I need you to stop watching and click off of this class and start watching and click on and watch the orientation class first. Now, I've left a link to the orientation class for you in the description box below. So as soon as you watch that class, come back and I'll be waiting for you. Now, for everybody else, let's get started. All right. Now, the very first thing I need you to do, I need you to bear with me while I load the today's teaching material onto the computer so that I can share my screen with you. And now while I'm doing that I should say, what I want you to do is I want you to think about what a picture is. Now you might recall in the orientation class that I asked you to go and find and bring back a physical picture of yourself. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about what a picture is. All right? Good. All right. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Good job. All right. All right. So as you can see here, we have on the screen 3 pictures. So I'm going to ask you, I want you to think about for a second, what's a picture? All right. Now, a picture is a copy of something, right? More specifically, a picture is a copy of a person, a place, or a thing. Good job. Now, if I can just bring your attention, have you look at the screen, the 3 pictures on the screen here. The very first picture I want you to look at is a copy of these happy children, right? So this is a picture of a group of people, okay? The next thing I want you to look at is this place. Now this is a very popular place. Who can name this place here with the golden arches? McDonald's, right? So this is a picture of McDonald's. And this last image is a copy or a picture of a thing. And this thing is a couple of them or 2 really cute little puppies, right? Again, so what's a picture? A picture is a copy of a person, a place, or a thing. Now I want you to hold that thought about what a picture is because I want you to think, I want to have you think of a new way to consider letters. Because here's the thing. A letter is just a copy of a sound picture. This particular letter on your screen is a copy of the sound, right? So when you see this picture, I want you to think, oh, this picture is called All right, all right. Now hold that thought, hold that thought. I'm going to bring it all together momentarily. But okay, the other thing I want to bring to your attention today is today's class is a slide sounds class. Now, let's talk about what a slide sound is. A slide sound is a sound that slides out of your mouth. This is a sound that you can hold for as long as you can hold your breath or as long as you have breath and still only make one single solitary sound. All right. Now you might recall in orientation class when I asked you, I said, what sound does this letter make? Right? And most of you said buh, buh, right? And if you think about it for a moment, when you're making the buh sound, you're actually making 2 sounds. You're making the buh, the letter B sound, and you're making the sound. And remember we talked about what happens when you add unnecessary extra sounds. It makes sounding out words more difficult. It makes comprehension or the ability to understand what you're sounding out, what you're reading, more challenging and more hard because you spend all that extra unnecessary energy adding those extra unnecessary sounds, right? So we talked about how important it is when you're sounding out a letter to sound out one single solitary sound. All right. So I'm going to put 3 more sounds on your screen here, right? Now for my level 1 students who are just now learning how to read for the very first time, and you might not know your letter sounds yet or your letter name, don't worry about it. This is just a demonstration, okay? So for my level 2 and my level 3 students, let's pretend for a moment that you don't know that these 3 separate sounds, when you slide them all together, you hear the word cup, right? Cup, okay? But let's pretend that you're sounding out these sounds for the very first time, or maybe these 3 sounds are at the beginning of a really hard word and you're trying to sound out this hard word. Now if you're in the habit of adding extra sounds, I want you to see how this is a bad habit to form. And for you brand new readers, this is a habit we're not going to start, okay? So let's just pretend that you're sounding out these 3 sounds, excuse me, for the very first time. So you would go something like this. You might go something like this. Ka, pa. Now you put them all together and you're sounding out. Excuse me for a second. Oopsie daisy. So you put them all together and you sound out ka-uppa. Ka-uppa. And so your teacher or your parent or whoever says, now what's this word? What is this word? And what does it mean? And you're like, I don't know what it means, because you're thinking, I don't know what a kappa is. Kappa, right? So as you can see, if you have the habit of adding these sounds, these extra unnecessary sounds, you make reading harder than it needs to be, right? So in this class, we're going to learn how to assign one sound to one letter at a time, right? And you're going to see how reading's so much more smoother, so much more easier when you do that. So let's go back to slide sound. Now you remember this guy here, this sound picture here on the sliding board. This sound picture makes what sound? Anybody remember? Eh. This is eh, right? So we're going to have a little contest between you and I, and we're going to see between you and I who can hold or who can slide this eh sound the longest without taking a breath. Okay? All right. So we're going to count to 3 and we're going to hold, or we're going to slide the sound. Now, if Tutor Vanessa runs out of air first, I don't think I will, but you never know. Just keep on going, all right? So we're going to have a contest. See who can hold the eh sound the longest, all right? So, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Eh. Okay, stop. Okay, stop showing off. But as you can see, with slide sounds are sounds that you can just slide as long as you need to. Now, and another cool thing about slide sounds that's going to really help you, a slide sound gives you, the reader, extra time to sound out an unfamiliar or a difficult word, or extra time to sound out a difficult letter sound and still be smooth and fluid and fluent, all right? So slide sounds are really, really important. Good job. Let's do another slide sound demonstration. In this demonstration, we're going to slide 3 slide sounds together, and we're going to slide each of these sounds smooth and cool, all right? Now, I want you to think of slide sounds as 3-second sounds in this demonstration, right? So we're going to kind of hold each sound, right? And again, we're going to slide them together. So watch me first. So each of these sounds, each of these sliding boards has been assigned or has a slide sound, right? For my level 1 students, again, bear with me for a second. This is just a demo because we're going to learn all of these sounds, right, in later classes. But this first slide sound is the sound. The second slide sound is the sound, and the third slide sound is So if you slide those 3 sounds together, you sound out the word fun, okay? And we're gonna have fun learning how to slide sounds, or how to sound out words, all right? So this is the demo is gonna be like this. You're gonna hold each slide. You're gonna follow the cursor, and you're gonna hold each slide sound until you get to the very top of the next sliding board. You're going to hold that sound until you get to the very top of the next sliding board. You're going to hold that sound, and we're going to be smooth, and we're going to be fluid and fluent and cool. None of that choppy business, right? Because think about it, when you're sliding down the sliding board, once you get to the top of the board and you let go, you just kind of move with gravity, kind of pulls you down. There's no jerking or there's no stopping, right? So you wouldn't slide these sounds like this. You wouldn't go, uh, mm, right? No, it's just smooth. It's fun. So watch me first, right? So follow the cursor. Did you see that? Did you see how I held each sound until I got to the tippy top of the next sliding board, and then my voice changed just really smoothly to the next sound, and then I held that sound until I got to the tippy top of the next sliding board, and my voice just automated, it was so smooth, the change, right? Let's try it together, all right? Ready? Go. Fun. See that, right? See how smooth and cool and fluid those sounds kind of just slid out of your mouth? All right, so now we're going to slide those three sounds as fast as we can, right? So this is what you do. I want you to think about who your favorite superhero, your hero is. Mine is Wonder Woman. So think about who your favorite superhero is and think about them sliding down each of these three slides so quick, faster than you can think, right? So we're going to slide these three sounds together really, really fast. Ready? Go. Fun. Fun. Good job. Fun. We're going to have a fun time in these classes learning how to slide or sound out letter sounds, okay? All right. All right. Let's move right along. All right. Now this is an item this is a item that's in your activity. This is an activity, I should say, that's in your homework packet. And this is a slide sounds poster, right? Now I've shrunk the sliding board small so it can fit on your screen so you can see it. But when you get your homework packet, this sliding board takes up the entire page. And what you're going to do with this sliding board page or poster, you're going to physically slide. You're going to take your finger and you're going to finger slide each new sound that you learn down the sliding board. Now this is a really fun and important activity, especially for those of my students who are hands-on physical learners, right? So this is an activity that's going to really help you seal these new sounds into your brain, okay? Now moving right along. Let's start the class. This is really the official start of the class, all right? All right, so here we go. This here on your screen, this is a sound picture. It goes by the name of, or it's called right? Alrighty then, all right? Now, remember we said what the definition of a picture is. A picture is a copy of a person, a place, or a thing, right? So this sound picture here, is it a copy of a person, place, or a thing? Did you say thing? That's right. That's right. Now remember when I asked you to go and find and bring back a physical copy of a picture of yourself, right? So I've done the same thing. So let's get out our pictures, right? Right? So I found an older picture of Tutor Vanessa. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to put the picture right up beside your face. Put it right here next to your face so I can look in the camera so I can see you and you can see me. And so we're going to do a little exercise, right? So whenever I point to my picture, you're going to say, and I'm going to ask you who this is, you're going to say Tutor Vanessa. And then whenever I point to you and I say, and you're holding a picture of, you're going to say your name. So let's practice a little bit, right? Okay. So this is a picture of Tutor Vanessa. That's right. And you're holding a picture of, right, did you say your name? Good job, right? Let's put our pictures down for a moment. And the picture on the screen, this is a sound picture of, good job, Alrighty then. Now, let's, I want you to listen closely. I'm going to say a word that has the sound in the very beginning of it, right? So listen for the sound as I say this word, okay? So listen to the word, icky. All right, so you can hear that sound in the very first sound in the word icky, right? Good job. All right. What does icky mean? If I ask you, I'm like, can you use icky in a sentence? Would you be able to do that? I'll give you a quick sentence. Let's pretend that you're out in your backyard, your front yard, you're outside somewhere, right? And you're playing around, and it's been raining. It's been raining all day or all week or whatever, right? And you have on a little ring, like a little ring, or you have a little small thing that's really, really, really important to you. And then all of a sudden, you drop it and it drops in the mud. And so you take your finger, you're getting ready to go scoop it up, and then you're like, eh! You draw back because the mud is moving. There's like icky things there, worms or bugs and brown, nasty looking things. And you might go, yeah, that's icky, right? Something that's icky, right? And you'll be making that sound. Okay, right? Icky. Okay. Now let's talk about the shape of the sound, right? So look at the sound here on your screen. Now what does that sound look like to you? Can you describe that? I'll tell you what it looks like to me. It looks like a dot or a circle and a stick. Or it also looks like a skinny stick person. You see the little bitty head, the little stick body, right? Okay, okay. So again, it's a dot or a circle and a stick, right? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a picture. We're going to take a picture of this sound picture so that we remember it, or we can recall it, or bring it out anytime we need to, right? But the picture we're going to take, we're going to use our eyes as the camera. Okay, right? So most of you, you have a cell phone, or you have your parents or somebody, you have their cell phone, and they can take a picture, right? They've taken pictures and they store those pictures on their cell phone, right? So whenever they need to call it up or bring up a picture of somebody, they just flip through the phone and bring up that picture. So that's what we're going to do in our mind. We're going to take a picture of this ear sound using our eyes at the camera as the camera. And so whenever you need to call up this sound, right, when we start reading and sounding out letters and sounds and reading books and things like that, when you need to call up the ear sound, you'll go, oh, yeah. You're gonna think about it. You're like, yeah, I know who that is. That's it. All right. So this is how you take the picture with your mind. You're gonna zoom in. I want you to zoom in on the ear sound on the computer screen right here. And you're gonna open your eyes really, really wide. And when I say take the picture, you're gonna squeeze your eyes shut really tight. You're going to take the picture, and while you're squeezing your eyes shut, what you're actually doing is I want you to be able to see that sound in your mind. I want you to see that image. I want you to see the dot and the stick. All right? You think you can do that? Let's try it. All right, we're going to take the picture. Open your eyes really, really wide. Zoom into the ear sound. Take the picture. All right. So again, it's stored. That ear sound is stored right up here in your camera or your mind, right? And you can recall it whenever you see it when we start reading. Okay. Now, for some people, a picture is okay, but having a running movie is even better. If you can recall a movie that you've seen, you're like, okay, I got that. So we're gonna turn our eyes, pretend like you're turning your eyes from the camera. Remember on your camera phone, you turn a little, you click a little switch, and you can turn your camera from a camera to a video camera. So we're gonna make a video, right, of this ear sound. Look at this ear sound on your screen, right? And to make the video, you're just going to open your eyes real wide again. You're going to focus on the ear sound, but this time, instead of squeeze your eyes really, really tight, this time you're going to close your eyes. You're going to close your eyes really gently, and then I'm going to say run the tape. So you're going to see that you're going to make a movie in your mind of the ear sound, right? You might be able to recall when you run across this ear sound. You might be able to recall my voice. You might, oh, I remember when Tutor Vanessa used that icky example, dropping that ring or small thing in the mud or whatever. But you're like, oh yeah. You're gonna call up the ear video, right? When I say roll the tape, you're gonna say, I can see the ear sound. All right. So let's make a video. Let's make a video of the ear sound to go with our picture. All right. Open your eyes really, really wide. Close them close your eyes really slowly. Now run the tape, right? See that ear? Can you see that ear sound? You can see the sound. You can see the dot or the circle. And you can see the stick. You might remember. You can call up this conversation that we're having, right? Good job. Open your eyes. Okay. All right. Now, here's another thing about the I sounds. This I sound, right? Now, like I said, whenever we're reading, when we start reading and sounding out words, and you see this I sound in the word, I want you to think, oh, I know that is, that's it. But sometimes the letter I, or I should say this sound picture I, can make a different sound. It's called by a different sound, right? It's just like you. Now, you might have a nickname, right? You might have a nickname or a pet name. Maybe your parents, call you one thing, and your grandparents call you something else. Who knows? I'll give an example about me. When I was a little girl, even though my name is Vanessa, my family called me Nisi. I don't know why, but they just called me Nisi. But even though I answered to Nisi, my real name was Vanessa, right? Now my dad used to call me Ness. And when I used to live out in California, California is so proper and they're so cool, right? My friends out in California call me Van. They go, hey Van, you want to go get a salad? Van. But whether or not I answered to Van, or I answered to Ness, or I answered to Nisi, my real name was Vanessa. And it's the same thing with this I sound. Now we're going to learn later that this I sound can be called different kind of names or different kind of sounds, I should say, right? But just like only special people call you your nickname, there's only special letter sound codes that how can I say this? There are special or secret codes that you can identify to see when this I sound is called something else. And we're going to learn all that later. I know that I'm rambling a little bit, but sometimes it's called something different. It's like you have a nickname, it's a nick sound. Now for my level 2 and my level 3 students, that you're already reading some words, and let's say that you come across this I sound and you're not sure, right? Here's a golden rule. Here's a secret rule that you always remember. If you've got to guess, the short sound is the best. Now, let me say that a different way. Because this I is part of only 5 letters, 5 special kind of letters. So if you've got to guess about a vowel sound, the short sound is the best. And we're going to learn later when we start going over in the vowels class why that's necessary. But for now, just remember this. Gotta guess, the short sound is the best. Good job. All right. So enough of that for now, right? Let's do another exercise with the I sound. We're going to finger slide the I sound down this teeny tiny little sliding board, okay? All right. Again, in your homework packet, you're going to practice sliding the sound down the big sliding board in your sliding board poster. But for today and for right now, we're going to slide the slide sound down the sliding board. All right. So follow the cursor. The cursor is going to climb up the slide. We get to the top of the sliding board. We're going to slide the sound. Ready? Go. Good job. We're going to stop at the bottom of the slide. Right. Good job. All right. So far, so good? Good. Let's learn a new sound. Ready for a new sound? Alrighty then. Now, this is a sound picture. It goes by the name of or it's called okay? Now, watch what happens. How do you make that slide sound in your mouth, right? Well, this is what you do. You take your tongue and you stick it in the back of your front teeth. But we might have a problem. For some of my level 1 students, you might not have your front teeth. You may have, your front teeth may have fell out. Can you still make this sound if you don't have any teeth in the front? I'll show you a trick. You can take your tongue and stick it to the top of your mouth. And you're still making the sound. Good job, good job, good job. All right. Now, I'm going to say a word that has that sound in it. I want you to listen for that sound in this word. All right? Listen. New. New. Say the word new. Good job. Can you hear that sound? Good job. Well, let's practice making that sound. Good job. New. Now, what does new mean? I'll tell you what I think new means. I'll put it in a sentence. You are learning a new way to sound out letters. Okay? In level 2 and 3, don't be discouraged because you are also learning a new way to sound out letter sounds, all right, to think about alphabet. And good job for you. So just hang in there with me, okay? Now, let's talk about the shape of the sound. Now, what does this sound look like to you? Hmm? I'll tell you what it looks like to me. It looks like a small stick with a candy cane stuck to it, right? Stuck right on top, almost like on top of the stick. Okay? Mmm. Good job. All right. So now let's take a picture. Let's take a picture of that sound, right? So that when we start sounding out words and we start reading and things like that, you'll always be able to pull up that sound in your mind and remember. Oh, and you think, oh yeah, when you see this sound picture here, you're like, yeah, I know what that is. That's okay. Let's take the picture. Open your eyes really, really wide. Zoom in on the sound. Take the picture. All right, so you got it stored up here, right? So you can pull it out whenever you need it, right? Again, all right. So sometimes pictures are enough. Some people need to see that video. They need to see that movie running, that running movie in their head. So let's make a video, I should say, right? Let's make a video or a movie of the sound, right? Open your eyes really, really wide. Zero in on that sound on the screen. Now close your eyes real slow. And run the tape. Start the tape. Can you see that sound in your mind? You can see that little short stick, and you can see a candy cane kind of stuck to it, right on top of the candy cane, stuck on the stick. And maybe you remember Tutor Vanessa talking about new sounds and learning the new ways to sound out sounds. Great job. Open your eyes. All right. Now, do anybody remember what the next step is? Right, we're going to slide the sound down the teeny tiny sliding board. All right, here we go. All right, so we're going to finger slide this sound down the board. Ready? So let's climb up the little stairs. Ready? Go. Good job. Good job. Remember, you're going to stop right at the end of the sliding board. All righty then. All right, let's learn a new sound. We're going to learn one more sound for today. All right? Okay. This is a sound picture. It goes by the name of, okay? Let me hear you make the sound, all right? Go. Now, how do you make the sound in your mouth or with your mouth, right? So what you do is you take your teeth, your top teeth, and you put it on your bottom lip, right? See that? Good job. All right. All right, so now I'm going to say a word that has the sound in it. So I want you to listen closely, right, for the sound in this word. Listen. Fan. Say it. Fan. Do you hear that first sound and fan? You hear that sound? Good job. Good job. Now, what's a fan? I'll tell you what. I'm going to pick up my picture. Why don't you pick up your picture like I did, right? And fan yourself, right? Sometimes I get really, really hot. Tutor Vanessa has these, it feels like flashes of heat hit me. And I just pick up the closest thing I can find and fan myself, right? Now, let's put our pictures down for a second. Now, you might have a fan in your ceiling. That's called a ceiling fan to blow cool air on you when you're really, really hot. Or you might have a fan somewhere in your house, a machine, a fan that's blowing air on you, right? It's a fan. Good job. All right. Now, let's look at that sound picture again. And let's look at its shape. What's that shape look like to you? I'll tell you what it looks like to me. This time it looks like a backwards candy cane, right? It's a backwards candy cane. And it has, and the cane, the stick part is a little bit longer than sound, right? But it has a small little stick going right across the top, like right across the top toward the top of the cane where the cane curves, right? That's what it looks like to me. All right, so now let's take a picture. Let's store a picture, take a picture and store it in our mind of the sound. So when we start reading words, we are sounding out words and reading words and little stories. We'll always be able to recall what sound that is when we run across it, right? You're like, oh yeah, I know what that is. That's the sound. All right, so let's get ready. Open your eyes really, really wide. Now take the picture. Good job. Got it? Got it. All right. Again, sometimes taking a picture is not enough. Sometimes you need to roll the tape. You need to make a video or a movie, right? So let's make a movie of the sound, okay? All right. So again, just like with the camera, you're gonna turn your eyes from a camera to a video, all right? So open your eyes really wide, zoom in on the sound on the screen. Now close your eyes really slow, and run the tape, right? Run the tape. Can you see that sound in your mind, right? Can you see the shape? You can see like the candy cane with the little short stick going across it. You might be able to recall Tutor Vanessa talking about having hot flashes and picking up a picture and fanning herself and etc. 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 Open your eyes. All right. So we've got two ways of calling up this sound, right? We have a picture in our mind, and we're rolling them. We got a movie going on in our mind of the sound. Good job. All right. So now let's slide the sound down the teeny tiny little sliding board. Okay. All right. So let's climb to the top of the stairs. Let's slide the sound. Ready? Go. Good job. Stop at the end of the sliding board. Bravo for you. So now we're going to do something a little more challenging. We are going to slide two sounds again. Not one sound, but two sounds together. Huh? You think you up for the challenge? I think you are, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to slowly slide this sound into this sound, okay? And again, we are going to be smooth when we start that slide. None of that jerky business, right? None of that choppy, jerky business. We're going to be smooth, and we're going to slide one sound right into the next, all right? All right, so watch me first. Watch me. So follow the cursor. I'm going to climb to the top, and then I'm going to hold this slide. I'm going to hold this first sound until the cursor hits the second sound, right? And so there's going to be a transition from to but it's going to be so smooth that you can barely hear the change, right? Watch. Did you hear that? Did you see how smooth and cool? That was smooth and cool and fluid, right? I didn't do this, right? Because that's not how you slide. When you slide, like I said, when you start that slide, you slide right down. So when you start sliding sounds, you slide one right into the next. All right, let's try it. Go. See how cool that was? You can barely hear the change. Look. Yes, cool. So now we're going to do something a little different. We're going to slide to the side, all right? Because what we have been doing, we've been sliding from the top down, from the top of like a sliding board all the way down to the ground. But not this time. We're going to slide. We'll do a side slide, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to follow the arrow. Follow the arrow, and we're going to slide from this side, from the left to the right. I'm going to slide from this side to this side. Now here's the trick. See this sound picture here? I'm going to put the cursor. I want you to follow the cursor with your eyes, right? And you're going to hold this sound. You're going to hold it, or slide it, I should say, until you get to right here into the corner of that sound, and then your voice is going to change. And you're going to change. You're going to slide that sound until you get to the end of the sound picture right here, okay? So it's going to go something like this. Watch me first. So watch me, all right? Did you see that? All right, let's do it together, all right? 1, 2, 3, go. Now, did you hear how smooth that was? It wasn't jerky, right? It wasn't no. It was good job. All right, now pretend that you're a superhero again, your favorite superhero, and we're gonna slide these two sounds together just like that, fast. Superhero speed fast, right? Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. In. What just happened? Level 2 and 3. Shh. You probably know what happened. But for level 1, especially those of you that have never read a word in your life, you never really I'm sorry, well, I'm so excited I can't even spit it out. But for you, those of you that have never read a word before or sounded out letter sounds, or maybe even know your letter sounds, you have just read a word. You slid this sound, into this sound, really fast, and you said in. Your very first word, in. Give your levels 2, 3, all the parents and reader teachers in the room. Let's give level 1 a hand. Now, what does in mean? I'll tell you. Do you see me? Do you see me waving at you? Tutor Vanessa is in your computer waving at you. Good job. Good job. Good job. All right. Want to try it again? Let's slide another sound together. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to swap out the n sound we just learned for a f sound. So we're going to slide the I and the f sound together. All right. We're going to be smooth. We're going to be cool. None of that choppy sliding. Right. It's not going to be I. It's going to be you're gonna hold the I sound until the cursor hits the f sound, and we're gonna make that transition. It's gonna be cool and smooth and fluid and fluent. All right. Ready? We're gonna climb up the little stairs. Ready for the slide? Go. Stop at the end. Did you see that? Let's do it again. Good job. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right, so now we're going to do a slide. Okay, now, before we're sliding from the top to the bottom, but now we're going to slide to the sides. All right, all right. So you're going to follow the arrow. You're going to follow the arrow, right? And we're going to follow the cursor, right? We're going to slide this sound picture into this sound picture. We're going to hold this sound until the cursor gets right to the tip of the new sound. Remember? All right, let's do it. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. All right, put on your superhero cape, right? And we're going to slide these two sounds together faster than thought, right? Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. If. What just happened again? What had happened was you just read another word. Levels 1 and levels 2 and levels 3. Did they not? Yeah. Give yourself a hand. If. What does if mean? I'll tell you. If you keep this up, you're going to be a reading machine. All right? And levels 2 and 3, I'm not leaving you out either. I don't want you to get discouraged, right? I don't want you to think, oh man, this is so easy. Because what you're doing, if you keep this up, you are going to be able to sound out and read any word that's put before you, right? Good job, everybody. You're doing a marvelous job. You're doing a marvelous job. All right. All right. Now, moving right along. This guy here on the screen, this is Alpha. Alpha ear to be exact, right? And Alpha here, he's gonna pop up in all of your homework packet pages, most of your homework packet pages, and throughout the rest of this lesson. Now his job, he's my helper, and his job is to help you listen for the order of sounds, right? And to help you listen for every sound, no matter how soft the sound is or how hard the sound is. Alpha ear is to help you train your ear to be able to hear every single solitary sound, especially the order. So you should be able to hear the beginning sound and the last sounds, or the beginning, the middle, and the last sounds. Okay, so let's do a little demo, right? We're going to start off with two sounds, the beginning and last. I'm going to slide or say two sounds, or I'm going to say a word of the two sounds that you've learned, and I want you to tell me the first sound you heard and the last sound you heard. All right, in, right? What's the very first sound in the word in? Eh, right? Listen again, in. What's the second sound or the last sound? Right? So even though these are kind of soft, right? Soft sounds, right? I didn't say eh, but you can still hear in if you train your ear. In, right? Let's try it again. Let's swap out the for the f sound. Listen again. If. What is the last sound you hear in the word if? right? And what's the first sound? E. All right. Now, listen, 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 listen. Three sounds. I want you to listen for the first sound, the middle sound, and the last sound, okay? Listen closely. Close your eyes if you need to, if you want to. Listen. Fin. Fin. What's like a fin? It's on the back of a fish, right? The fin. On the back of the fin. All right, listen to fin. What is the middle sound in fin? I, right? Good job. Listen again. Fin. What is the first sound? Right. Listen. Fin. The last sound is mm. Good job. First, middle, and last. It's really important that you train your ear to be a really good reader. You got to train your ear to listen to every single solitary sound. Now, this is an activity for my level 1 students. Level 2 and 3, just bear with me. Be patient. Hang on there because I want to make sure everybody's on the same page, okay? Now, this is also for any parents and reader teachers in the room. We have to always, always, always be sure that our students, especially our level 1 students, or all of our students, understand, right? We can't make any assumptions, all right? So in this case, I want to make sure that my little guys understand that the concept of first sound and last sound. Now, if you ask them what does first mean, they might know how to give you a demonstration like, I want to go first, me first, me first. But the concept or the idea of first sound and last sound, they might not quite get it. So we want to check in. We want to make sure. So I have an exercise in your homework packet called Quack Meow Rough. Quack Meow Rough. And so these are 3 cutout images of a duck, a cat, and a dog, right? And so I ask my students, right? I start off with 2 sounds. I say, listen, I'm going to make 2 sounds. And I want you either point to the animal or say its name, the very first sound you hear. All right? Listen. Quack, meow. So point on the screen. What's the first sound? Which animal? Was it the duck? Did you say duck? Listen. Quack, meow. That's right, the duck. All right, listen again. All right? Quack, meow. What's the last sound you heard? Right? Point to the animal or say the name, or point to the animal or say the name of the animal. Quack, meow. Did you say cat? Good job. All right, all right. So I'm gonna mix it up. Close your eyes. I'm gonna mix it up, mix it up, mix it, right? Listen for the first sound. Meow, quack. What's the first sound you heard? Meow, right? Meow, quack. What's the last sound? Right. Oh, you're so good. So now I'm going to add another layer, another dimension. I'm going to make it a little more challenging. It's going to be 3 sounds. So I want you to listen for the first, the middle, and the last sound. Listen. I want you to point to the animal or touch it, right? Quack, meow, ruff. What's the middle sound you heard? Did you say the cat? Did you touch the cat? Good job. Listen again. Quack, meow, ruff. What is the first sound? Did you say quack or did you touch the duck? Good job. Listen again. Quack, meow, ruff. Did you say the dog or touch the dog? Right? Well, good job. Well, again, parents and reader teachers in the room, you want to always check in and make sure that they understand. Again, no assumptions, right? They're not little mini me's. They don't think and process and understand information like we do. Sometimes we think that that's the case, all right? So again, this is a homework activity to make sure that they're all on the same page. So when we get to the next class or the next class, we don't want anybody getting lost. All right, good job. All right. Now let's move right along. Now here's another concept that's really, really important to know when you are learning how to read. You have to know the difference between your left hand and your right hand. Now I know that you're looking at me on the screen, so things are switched around a little weird. So this is actually my right hand, and this is my left hand, right? All right, but when I'm facing you, this is my right hand. And this might be your left hand, right? So anyway, you need to know the difference between left and right because we read the reading orders from left to right, and I'll be making references throughout most of the classes of starting on the left and moving to the right. All right, so a really, really cool, fun song or a game that you can play with the little guys is the Hokey Pokey song. Now I don't know, for some of my younger parents, I don't know if they still teach the Hokey Pokey song or not, but you can always YouTube it. You can do a YouTube search and find the Hokey Pokey song, right? Or maybe Google it, right? And And here's just a quick little rundown. The Hokey Pokey song is like you sing and you ask a student to put like a body part in, right? Like you put your right hand in, you take your right hand out. You put your right hand in and shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around and you turn all the way around. That's what it's all about. Hokey pokey. So good job, all right. And so then you would change, your left hand or your left foot, knee, whatever. So it's a really, really fun game or fun song to help your child learn the difference between left and right. Now, in your homework packages for levels 1, levels 2, and levels 3, there's left, right activity pages and things that you can do, right? So again, refer to your homework package and make sure that you understand the concept or you know the difference between your left and your right. All right, good job. All right, moving right along. All right, now this is an eye tracking exercise, right? And in this eye tracking exercises, what you're going to do is you're going to say the letter sounds, or you're going to read, or you're going to slide the sounds together and read the words, right? From the left to the right. Now this eye tracking exercise, it's designed to strengthen the eyes, and it's designed to help students who might have a slight problem with reversals, right? They might be starting to reverse letters in words, or even reversing some letters. Okay, now because we're doing this online or on the screen, you're probably looking down at your screen, right? But this is an exercise where when you get this in your homework packet, you take the page and hold it right up to eye level, and you're going to track the sounds across using just your eyes. And when you get to the end of the line, right, like right here, when you get to the sound, your eyes are supposed to whip to the next line, not ever moving your head, right? So for my students, you might have to, when you get this packet at home, you might have to hold your head in place, right, like this. Or for parents and reader teachers, this is what I do to my local students. I place my hand gently on the top of their head, and I ask them to track, right? Hold the picture up, and I hold the page up, and I ask them to track with their eyes, right? Not moving their head. And so when you're tracking, your eyes are going to look something like this. Kind of crazy eyes, huh? Right, all right. But anyway, so let's do this activity together, moving just your eyes, not your head. Ready? Let me move this cursor out the way. Ready? Go. Mm. Eh. 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 Mm. Eh. In. Mm. Eh. If. Did you, okay? Now, if I was going a little bit too fast for you, again, when you get your homework packet, you can slow down and go at your own speed. All right. So we're gonna add another level or another challenge. I'm gonna take away the line, the crutch, right? And I'm gonna see if you can track with your eyes only and not lose your space or your place, I should say. Ready? Go. Mm. Eh. 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 Mm. Eh. In. Mm. Eh. If. Good job. Good job. All right. So that's our eye tracking left to right exercise. All right. So now we're going to talk about building or writing letters. It's really important that your penmanship or your handwriting is really, really neat. And another thing that's important is that you understand the right shape and or dimensions or sizes of a letter. Because if you look at these three sounds that we learned today, I, n, and f. Okay. Now for a lot of students, all of the letters are the same size, right? And that shouldn't be the case because like the f sound is a tall letter, all right? So we're going to use activity. We're going to use an activity using the lines on your paper, right? And I want you to refer or think of the lines on your paper, the three lines on your paper as the sky, the fence, and the ground. In other words, the top line on your paper is the sky, the middle line is the fence, and the bottom line is the ground. Now, if you happen to have paper if you happen to not have lined paper, maybe have just a blank sheet of typing paper or something like that, what do you think? What do you think you're gonna do, or what could we do help you visualize or see the lines, right? We can take a picture, right? We can open our eyes really, really wide. We can zoom in on these three lines and we can take the picture, right? So we can visualize and we can see the three lines in our minds, right? When we're building or writing these letters, right? And so you can imagine having a skyline, a fence line, and a ground line. All right. All right. So let's just follow me first, or watch me first, I should say, or watch your screen. Now this is how you build or write the sound. So you start, you put your pencil or your crayon right here on that middle line, the fence line, okay? And then you're just going to start drawing a straight line, straight line, straight line all the way down. You're going to stop at the ground. And then you're going to pick up your pencil or your crayon, and you're gonna put it right above, see it right above the fence line, and you're going to draw like a dot or a small circle. Now if you draw a circle, you're just going to color it in, right? Okay, so now let's get out your pencil or your crayon and paper. Let's get out your pencil and paper or your crayon and paper, right? And we're going to practice on your paper building the sound, okay? All right. So, ready? So, you're going to start at the ground line. I'm sorry, you're going to start at the fence line, and you're going to draw a straight line all the way down. Stop. All right. Now you're going to pick up your crayon or your pencil, and you're going to draw a dot or you're going to draw a circle just to see the fence line, just above the fence line. Did you do it? Does it look good? Good job. All right. All right. So to put your pencil and your crayon, put your pencil, your crayon, or your paper to the side for a moment, and just pay attention to the screen. All right. So look at the n sound. All right. I want you to watch how you build the n, or you draw or write the n sound. All right. So remember, I want you to call up that picture that you stored in your mind about the n sound, or run the tape, run the n tape. Remember we said it was to make this, it's a small stick with a backwards candy cane, or with a candy cane stuck right on top of the stick. Okay, so remember that. So this is how you draw the or write the n sound. You start at the fence line, you draw a straight line all the way down, and you stop at the ground level, right? And then you pick up your pencil and you put it right on top of the stick, right on top of the stick, but just below the fence line, right? Just below the fence line. And then you start drawing your candy cane curve, kind of a curved line. So when you get up to the fence line, you keep the curve, curve, curve. And then it's like, oops, changed my mind. I'm going to draw a straight line down. So you draw a straight line all the way down, and you stop right there at the ground, all right? Now, okay, so hold that thought. Now, let's look at how you're going to draw the sound, right? Now notice how the sound is taller than the I and the N. So you're going to start making, okay, now call up your picture, or roll the tape, roll the tape. Remember we talked about how to draw, or the shape of the sound. It's like a backward candy cane with a little short stick going across it. All right, so you're going to pick up your pencil or your crayon, and you're going to make the candy cane to the right. You can put your pencil right here on the right, just below the skyline, right here to the right, on the right hand side. And you're going to start drawing that candy cane, that candy cane curve. You're going to start drawing that curved line. You're going to start drawing that curved line. And then it's like, oops, changed my mind. I think I'm going to go draw a straight line. So you're going to start drawing a straight line all the way down. You're going to go through, you're going to pass through the fence line. You're going to keep going down, 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 down. You're going to stop at the ground. And then you're going to pick up your pencil or your crayon, and you're going to put it on the left side of your candy cane. All right. And so then and it's just above, see the fence line, just above the fence line. And you're going to start drawing a short stick right across the candy cane, right? And you're going to stop right here on the right hand side. All right. So for those of you that have your homework packets, you're going to practice this page after today's class. And for those of you that don't have your homework packets yet, what you can do is re-watch the class, or have a parent or reader teacher fast forward to this page so that you can practice writing or building these three sounds that we learned today. Alrighty then. Now moving right along, also in your homework packet, this is a tracing page, a tracing page where you can trace the three sounds that you learned today, the I, the N, and the F. Okay? Let me stop talking so fast. And also, for my levels 2 and my levels 3 students, I believe it's really important that all students learn how to write in cursive. It helps with the thinking, and it helps with the connecting of letter sounds, right? So in your homework packet, there's also practice cursive tracing pages of the 3 sounds that you learned today. All right. All right, so we're kind of wrapping up today's class. This is also in your homework packet, and this is find the hidden slide sounds. Now, here's our friend again. Who's this? Alpha. Now you're going to help Alpha ear finger slide through all of these letters that we haven't learned this through all of these letters until you find one of the hidden slide sounds. And so when you find one of the hidden slide sounds, you're going to circle it and you're going to say the sound. All right. So let's do a demonstration together. Right. So I'm going to start this circle, and we're looking for a hidden sound. You're going to tell me when to stop. You're going to tell me when to stop when I roll across or when I go across one of the hidden sounds. Stop. What's the sound there? Good job. All right, let's keep on. Tell me when to stop. Tell me when to stop. Tell me we're looking for a hidden sound. Tell me when to stop. Stop. What's the sound? Eh. Good job. Let's see if we can find another hidden slide sound on this line. Tell me when to stop. Tell me when to stop. Tell me when to stop. Tell me, stop. What's the sound? So in your homework packet, there's a whole page of hidden slide sounds activities. Good job. Let's move on. All right. Also in your homework packet, there is this page called a sound slip. A sound strip, excuse me. And in the sound strip, you're going to sound off each sound picture, or you're going to slide the 2 sounds together and sound out the two sound pictures together. Right? You're going to read these words, right? Now, this is how you make it more challenging and more fun and interesting. You're going to use a timer, right? And you're going to set a certain amount of time on the clock. Let's say for my level 1 students, you're going to set the timer for 30 seconds, right? And here's the thing. They have to sound out the sound pictures before the timer goes off. But here's the challenge. If they make a mistake, students who make a mistake, you have to start back over right here. And so you have to sound out each of the sounds correctly. When you get to the top here, you're going to sound out each of the sounds correctly before the clock runs out. All right. And what I would suggest you do, parents and reader teachers, is to record their best out of 3. Right. So if 30 seconds is too much, the next time you might give them 20 seconds, etc. Now for my level 2 and 3 students, we're going to put like 15 seconds on the clock, right? And you have to quickly sound out each of these sound pictures correctly. Again, every time you mess up, you got to start right back over at the very top before the clock runs out. All right? Okay. Moving right along. All right. Also in your homework activity package is a word search. For many of my students, they've never done a word search puzzle, right? So this is like introduction to word search puzzles. And there's our guy Alpha again. So you're going to help Alpha find these 3 hidden words in the word search puzzle. And as you can see on the screen here, the first one, sound out these 3 sounds. Thin. I've done the first one for you. So you're going to find these hidden letters, or I'm sorry, these hidden words inside of the puzzle. So good job. All right. Now, everybody, with that being said, let me move everything over for a little bit for you. Now, with that being said, we're at the end of our class, end of class 1, right? So that's 1 class down and 49 more classes to go. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's gonna go really fast, right? And we're gonna have a good time while we're doing it, right? So this is the letter sound codes map, right? And we're right here, right? We're right here working on slide sounds. As you can see, there's 14 total slide sounds going on. We've learned 3 today, but our goal is to arrive right here. So we're gonna kind of go. This is the path we're gonna take, kind of something like this. We're gonna go here, we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go here. But this is something really important, because again, like I said, step by step, we're going to go step by step, and you're going to learn 103 total letter sounds codes before it's all over. But it's really, really important, boys and girls and parents and reader teachers, that you don't miss or you skip any classes, because each of these classes is linked to the very next class. So in other words, whatever you learned in this class, we're going to go over and learn more in the next class, right? So if you start skipping around or missing classes, when we get to the more difficult classes right here in this area, might not make any sense, and you might not be able to keep up with the class. So again, we want you to take each class in order, try not to miss any classes, and don't skip any classes. Now, one thing that you can do to make sure, to guarantee that you don't miss any classes, is that you hit that subscribe button below today's Vanessa. You hit the subscribe button that you will find below today's class if your parents or reader teachers haven't already done so. And by just clicking on that button, subscribe, you'll be one of the very first ones to know whenever a new class or a bonus class becomes available. All right. You can also visit the website, sweetsoundsofreading.com, and on this website, you'll see a video channel lineup of all the classes and all the homework links as soon as they become available. So you have two options, right? You can hit the subscribe button, or I should say, visit the website. All right. Now moving right along. Now I need to ask a quick favor of you. I need you to tell a friend. I need you to call a friend and tell all your friends and families about this class, right? Okay. So I hope that you've learned something today. I hope you've had a good time, and I hope that you're willing to share that with your friends and family. Just send them a text, an email, or pick up your cell phone or your phone and give them a call. Now remember also, if you're going to send a text, include the link to today's class, and you can find the link for the class in the description box below. Now, for some of my parents, especially my grandparents, if you're having a difficult time sending a link or knowing how to send a link, what you can do is you'll remember this, right? Just say, look, go to Sweet Sounds of Reading website.com website, and just I just blanked out. So just go to Sweet Sounds of Reading website, and there you can access all the free private tutoring classes that are available. All right, good job. All right, so I know I'm talking a little fast because we're running out of time. So please forgive me. All right, so that completes today's letter sounds class. All right. There's two things I want you to remember before you go, though. I want you to remember this, that practice makes perfect, and that for children of the code, there's no such thing as a word too hard to read. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next class, and we are complete.